Everybody, happy Friday. Let's please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And a moment of silence for all those who sacrificed their lives to give us the opportunity to serve our country and our town. Thank you. So as everybody knows, this is a special meeting on Friday, August 29th, due to we didn't have a quorum on Monday. So I appreciate everybody that's here tonight, including our board members. But we're going to try to make this as quick as possible as we're going into a holiday weekend. We are reintroducing, just to give everyone a heads up, we are reintroducing the local law that we're going to put on ADU units. The reason we're introducing it, because since we had just introduced it the meeting prior, it would make more sense than try to make all the amendments to it than just reintroduce it with the amendments in one shot. So I'm going to just tell you what those are. It's correcting the heading on the text, which is a special use permit, to permitted accessory, acknowledges the code provision requiring referral to the planning board. So we are going to refer it to the planning board for review for this code change. Not necessarily every single ADU, but for this code change, we want to get their feedback. The minor change to subsection H2 from Tom's comments to clarify that the detached ADUs will not be permitted on either two-family or multifamily property. So meaning you could have an ADU unit, but it's got to be a single-family residence. It can't be a multifamily residence and then add another ADU. But we wanted to clarify that in the law. What else? Oh, and that we still will be having the public hearing on September 8th, and so that's still on track. So not a lot of changes, but we wanted to make sure we introduce those. So that's the big changes in the resolution that you're going to see for today. So I need a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Motion to approve the minutes from the August 11th, 2025 town board meeting.
Make a motion to approve the August 11th town board meeting.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Authorize a payment of bills of $438,463.63.
I'll authorize payment of bills.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
And in that bill is $252,000 of that is for a 2-year wait on a new plow and dump truck that the highway department got. $85,000 of that is for our MVP healthcare, so that's a big chunk of that payment right there. Supervisor updates. All I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be quick tonight just because I did have a meeting. Mickey attended the meeting with me with the EV charging station, timing frame. We met with Nicholas and Amanda. It looks like they're going to start breaking ground September 22nd, somewhere in that time frame. They're pushing for like November 1st for Central Hudson to install, and right after they install, it's pretty much ready to go after that. So I'm going to guess more mid-November. We'll probably have this done. Now these stations are going to be installed on the southern end of the entrance to the park, so not on the northern end where they have the farmers market, but on the southern end. So I'll give more information on that next meeting. I have a slideshow that I could show everybody. I just wanted to personally also thank Councilman Zambito for, he did landscape the front end of the highway department a week or so ago, and he did recycle a lot of the plants from down at the landing that we had an abundance of, I would say, a ton of them, right, Dave?
So let me specify on exactly what that is so there's no confusion. The original contractor that did the job down at the train station, when it was time for final payment, Scott and myself went down to review and go over a punch list, and I had noticed that the size of the plantings that was in the spec sheet, this gentleman happened to put in about a third of the size that it called for. So in order for him to get paid final payment, we made an agreement that he would put double the amount of plantings in instead of the smaller size to make up for the difference, which he did do. Now that it's been 2 years, things are starting to crowd each other out, which worked out great for us because we were able to take out a lot of the decorative grasses and some of the other plantings, and like Scott said, relocate them to the front of the highway department, which saved us a couple $1,000s. So it was, it worked. A mistake worked out in our favor, but it was just,
Yep.
Although I will say, if we didn't go down and do that punch list, he would have gotten paid, and they would have signed off, and that would have been the end of it. So it worked out. It actually worked out for the better.
And,
Great job in catching that.
Huh?
Great job in catching that.
And we also recycled a few of the plantings and put them at the dog park as well. So it turned out good.
If anybody's been going by the park on 9W, you could see the truck out by the waterfall.
Yeah, we're rebuilding the waterfall, which has
So-
been blown out since Hurricane Sandy, I believe.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to be nice. We're going to clean it up. We're going to rebuild it. It's going to be operating, and then I'm going to clean the whole front out so we'll actually be able to see it. And while we're doing it, I cut some new trails in for the Boy Scouts.
I saw
So when everything's said and done, it should really be a nice big improvement.
Yeah, it's
And,
going to look great.
you know.
Yeah, I saw the trails. You could see them from the road,
Oh,
so it
yeah,
looks
yeah,
good.
it'll all grow back in, but for right
Yeah.
now, it looks. Yeah.
And just another, keeping on the park theme, again, I want to be quick, but the pickleball court has started. The pad has been laid. I would assume about another month or so, everything should be done. We're just getting the final pricing on fencing, but that should be coming in shortly. And the garage that's being built on the upper level is the foundation, the framework is complete. The rock's been installed. We're just waiting on putting the cement in. So that's going forward. So all the projects that we have planned for the park are finally starting to come together because the highway guys are finally freed up from doing the work at their own building and some of the other work they're still trying to complete around town. So
And also, just to mention, with the pickleball project, they're doing a beautiful job. And the other day, John, the highway superintendent, Gary, the deputy superintendent, and myself got together and brainstormed. And the way they're doing the pickleball court right now, there's a significant drop off from the area down to the pond. And they were going to just bring some topsoil in, raise the walkway around the pond. So we sat down and figured out what the cost of that would be against the cost of putting in a decorative retaining wall.
Yep.
And it basically came out to be about the same money. And the three of us decided it would be more aesthetic,
yeah, we're going to use
To
the
do
same.
right.
We're going to use the same retention wall that we use at the community center up there. It's been priced out. It stays within our budget.
Yeah.
So
It's just nice because like John and Gary were talking about it. John called me. We went up and looked at it. You got my opinion. Not that that was the deciding factor, but everybody agreed that it would be, it would look better.
it'll look better, and we don't have to worry about doing the walkway over and raising
Right.
the front.
And raising it up because right now it's nice and
So it'll look good. And then next year, we're going to work on repaving the track around the park and stuff like
Yeah.
that, so make it all work. The only thing is we got to figure out these geese. This is, they're everywhere. So someone said you could put statues, I don't know if it's true or not, like statues of dogs and things like that because the geese are afraid of them. So
No, I don't know.
I don't know if that works or not, but they're everywhere. So, but everything is moving forward, which is good. And we're planning on. I talked to John also about having an open house down at the highway department this coming month. So it's probably going to be more middle of the week, and it'll probably be 5, 6 o'clock-ish, somewhere in there, that will allow the public to come in and do some tours of the building, so they could see what the taxpayers built down there. So that's
Why
coming.
don't you have a ribbon cutting set around?
Well, we're trying. I'm trying to coordinate it with Senator Henchy and Assemblyman Jacobson. It's just, they're all over the place right now, so it's
Campaign
hard
season.
to tie them down. But I would love them to come down. They did get $450,000 for the community center, for the highway department building. So we've been trying to get together for the last 4 months. So I'm going to put it out there once I get the date, and then, of course, I will invite them, and we'll see if we can do that, so. Okay,
That's great.
I don't have any presentations. Anybody have any comments on the agenda? Any reports of committees? I know we got a CAC report, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you have
Well, we didn't really talk about the last concert, so we should probably just wrap that up.
yeah.
Vacations left several members unavailable for our August monthly meeting, but some of us met at the Milton Landing Park at Sands Avenue to take photos of the identifying tree markers. Those markers were placed by the trees planted as a result of the grant money received at the behest of the Milton Landing Committee. The photos were posted to our Facebook page. Once again, we thank the Landing Committee for purchasing the signs, and we look forward to the Landing Fest on September 13th. In other news, we received notice that the EV charging station received approval from Central Hudson, as you said, and that installation should commence around September 22nd under the guidance of the town supervisor. The CAC will follow the installation with a photo history. I will plan a promotion of some sort and coordinate a ribbon-cutting ceremony with the board to introduce this service to our residents, probably the end of October or early November, as is deemed necessary, and with your approval, of course. Finally, we propose a recycle, reuse, repurpose Community Day of Giving drive. As a public outreach and information tool, it creates an opportunity to achieve points towards bronze certification. We would like to have 4 to 6 hours use of the community center to invite civic groups and interested parties there to provide a pickup place for a single day of giving and exchange of services. For example, it's an opportunity to collect and recycle can tabs and empty bottles and cans to benefit the Shriners, such as the collection jar that the CAC placed at the police station. Donated coats and shoes are a great way to reuse items, and we will contact those groups to give them another opportunity to collect them. Perhaps a Lions Club would like to collect glasses and hearing aids for repurposing. Other civic groups might use the opportunity to collect donations for their specific cause. For example, the Legion or the local libraries who typically have some sort of raffle in the fall. We hope to have 10 civic or social groups to participate. October 12th is available, and we would like board approval to begin the process of inviting participation directly with the leaders in charge of such activities. Respectfully submitted, and I did attach on your emailed report a brief preliminary outline of the community service drive, just so you have a better idea of what it entails.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And you should be all set for your date for up there, right?
Yep. So do I need a vote to have October 12th, or can I just tell?
It's already reserved. It's reserved.
Thank you very much.
You're
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Happy.
It's kind of like recreation, so come on up, recreation.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you for having me. So I just wanted to recap our final concert in the park, which was held on Friday, August 1st. It was a tribute to Marlborough musicians, and we had 3 different bands that were all Marlborough natives. We had, I'm going to say, well over 1,000 people that turned out. We hired a new firework company this year, and we got rave reviews about the fireworks. They were excellent. So we've already booked them for next year's final concert in the park. So thank you for your support on that. And I also would just like to mention that we've partnered with the Lions Club to host a fishing day, a community youth fishing day, which will be held on Saturday, September 27th. And we encourage everybody to come out and support our fishing day. And we're working right now, I'm working with Danielle and the rec committee to stock the pond prior to fishing day. So we should have those answers very soon.
Do you know if they're stocking both front and back, or just the front?
Just the front.
Just the front, just long pond?
No, the back.
Inside,
Yeah,
round
they
pond.
do round
pond?
pond. They
Round
don't do long pond, and that's where the fishing
round
do.
Just round pond.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Is there a makeup day just in case it rains?
There isn't one because we did do that quite a few times last year, and it turned out to be, it's hard to do, a makeup
I'm
day.
pretty sure you can fish in the rain.
That's what they said. It's kind of,
So-
rain or shine. So we're
Rain or
going with
shine.
this 27th of September. I can talk to Joe Maselli, who I partnered with at the Lions Club. If they want to, as we get closer, we see that it's going to be terrible weather, we can figure it out then.
I tell you
Why
what,
don't we just be optimistic? It's going to be a beautiful day.
what made the fireworks so spectacular was the way they set them off was all digital ignition, and they did it with not even
Yeah.
a light. It just everything digital. It's amazing.
It was a great show. So,
was.
any questions?
No, I just want to say thank you, as always, you and the rec committee. You guys do an awesome job. I mean, I heard so many great reviews about that last, the
Oh,
fireworks show.
it was
and the
awful.
concert.
Tell you what, we have
And-
amazing
and
talent in Marlborough. It's
Yeah.
actually really impressive. The bands were fantastic, and I know they're
Our
not
dog
even.
control officer, right?
Yeah, they were amazing. They were really, really good. And I know we have many other bands locally, so I think that's a great theme. Kudos to Arlette for coming up with that idea and the concept. It worked out really well.
Yeah, it was great. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Good job.
You want anything else to add, baseball-wise, or?
Um,
signage, ball?
No, fall ball signups are closed and things are rocking and rolling. We just need our light bulb to be fixed, which would be great.
I like your note to him, and he's responded today. And then I
Yeah, but he
responded
still had
back.
no answers. So we have a light bulb out for our new lights at Young's already, which is pretty unfortunate. It'll be warranted, but we just have to kind of chase down the vendor to get it repaired. And it's not great timing because the lights, their
Just when you need-
primary purpose is for fall ball. So we're aggressively chasing on that. But otherwise, everything looks good at the ball field.
Yeah. It's weird, like, right, you figure you have LED lights.
They're not supposed to go out for years, yeah. It's not good.
2 months. But we'll get it fixed, one way or another.
I would say, Scott, as we're, I know we're heading into budgeting season and we're doing so much work at the park that we'd never really talked about the conclusion, but the basketball league that we approved to operate at the park from July into August was very successul. I want to say they had over 50 kids that registered for that once a week clinic. They basically did like 30 minutes probably of skills development at the beginning of each age group and then went into actual games. So it worked out really well and they were able to accommodate a good amount of kids and the community seemed very receptive to it. So I think if we are going to continue to host that league, which it sounds like they would love to continue next summer, that we may just want to look at a few enhancements to the basketball courts. I know they had mentioned just padding around the poles for the hoops, just for safety, would probably be helpful. And they actually volunteered, I think, to paint boxes on the backboards. Yeah. So, but they're very active group, very community driven, and so are willing to partner with us and
Yeah, the
do
basketball
some of
court
the work.
does need some attention. It hasn't been painted, I think, in 10 years. We've never actually had the post padded, which probably should be in today's world. And yeah, the backs with the no squares.
Yeah,
like
it's
kinda
just
old
tough. It's
school,
tough to instruct the kids without it, but not the end of the world.
But yeah, okay. So we'll make sure we bring that up when we have our. I'm going to start budget hearings in 2 weeks. We're going to start actually. We're planning on doing the preliminary budget by September 22nd or something like that. So it's coming up.
Okay.
So this is the time to get your asks out. I went to the seniors yesterday. They were already asking for a whole bunch of stuff. So it's all good. We're going to try to figure out what we can do and what we can't do, right? So that's all.
Now, you have an amazing way of getting a lot done with little money, so.
Yeah. All right, very good. New business. Anybody got any new business you want to bring up? No?
No.
And workshop topics, we're going to move on because again, it's Friday and it's a holiday weekend here. Correspondence. I got a couple. So Kathy Sylvester, does the line dancing for us at the park with Frank Alexander. They do it and they charge a little nominal fee at the park. But they do a great job every year and a lot of people participate, believe it or not. So she wrote a letter thanking us, Supervisor Corcoran and the Marlborough Town Board. On behalf of Frank Alexander and all the dancers who participated, would like to thank you and the board for your graciously allowing us to use the Cluett Park Pavilion for our summer line dance program. There was a great turnout this year and everyone enjoyed the line dancing. Mr. Alexander would be interested in running this program again in 2026. And she gives me his phone number. Again, sincerely, Kathy Sylvester. So thanks to her and Frank for doing that. Okay, this one is for the recreation. Oh, this is for we were kind of approved. This is for the rec committee asking the use of the Cluett Park for Saturday, September 27th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. for the fishing derby. We already really approved this. A lot of times, the rec committee, you normally don't have to get approval because you're a town entity, but you do need to ask because of the date, we have to hold it. Kind of like when the CAC asks for something, we hold the date and then we say yay or nay. So we'll do a motion. I'll make a motion that's allowed to be used September 27th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Coolidge Chance Park. I need a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. All right, the Marlborough Free Library strives to provide access to information opportunities for lifelong learning for the 13,256 individuals residing in the Marlborough Central School District throughout dynamic programming. The library has the ability, 13,256 individuals. I don't know if there's that many here.
I was just questioning that number mentally
Through
as well.
dynamic programming
But it's
and
the school
library has
district, not the town.
The ability to connect its patrons and resources that engage, educate, and empower. Beginning in the late summer of 2025, the library will undergo construction that will temporarily eliminate access to our community room, limiting our ability to host a public program on site. In light of this, the Marlborough Free Library respectfully requests the use of the conference meeting room free of charge on the following dates to host Medicare consultations for community members. I'm assuming she means at the community center.
Yeah.
October 17th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., October 27th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., November 12th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and December 7th, 12:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. Did you check these dates already? They're all good, right? A representative from the Ulster County Office for the Aging will be available to assist individuals and navigate the understanding Medicare and its enrollment process. Consultations will be offered by appointment only. Walk-ins will not be permitted. We greatly appreciate your consideration and support in helping us continue to serve the public during the transitional period. So this is from the Marlborough Free Library. I think it's a great use of the community center while they're building their addition. So
I think it's fine, but did she say that they want the conference room? I
Just
would
the
think they would
conference
need the bigger room, no? That's a pretty small room.
Well, I think it's like one-on-one
Okay,
consultations
okay.
that they go with them. So I think they have them wait out there and they come in one at a time.
Got it, okay.
So I'll make a motion that they will be able to use the community center on the dates provided in the letter.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Danielle, you'll call them? Thank you. All right.
It's good to see that Alberon got that project too.
Yeah, oh yeah, he does a good job. So, and he does it for a good price. Where are we at?
Public
All right,
comment.
public comment. Anybody got public comment? Thank you. All right, so we're going to go right into Resolution 74. And I'm not, again, like last time, I'm not going to read this entire resolution because it's very long, but I am going to read the main parts of it. And again, we're reintroducing this law, so it's like we're doing it for the first time. The public hearing will be September 8th, and public will have their time to make comments. We will be referring this to the Town of Marlborough Planning Board and to the Ulster County Planning Board for their comments. Pat Hines has already commented on this for us, and he also has done the Part 1 Environmental Assessment Reform form for us. We've got that in hand also. So it's been reviewed quite a bit, but we'll see what happens on the public hearing. There could be more input. So resolution number 74 to reintroduce the local law of the Town of Marlborough, Ulster County, New York, amending various provisions of Chapter 155 zoning of the Code of the Town of Marlborough as the following amended sections: 155-1 terms defined, adding an additional permitted accessory use to section 155-12B, R-1 residential district, adding an additional permitted accessory use to section 155-12C, RAG1 rural agricultural district, and adding a new section 155-32.6 detached accessory dwelling units on single-family properties, and that's the main single-family properties. Supervisor Court proposes the following: be it enacted by the Town Board of the Town of Marlborough that the Code of the Town of Marlborough, the code is amended as follows. And again, it's going to say the same thing that I kind of set up on top. These are all the sections. And these are commonly known as ADUs, okay? So it's an accessory dwelling unit, which means it's not attached to your home, it's detached from your home. The overall square footage of it, we're at now limiting it to, has to be at least 400, but not more than 900 square feet. It goes through the building department, just like any other building application. It has to have Board of Health approval, which is a biggie. So you're obviously going to have enough land mass for a septic system that works for both your main house and the ADU unit. Again, a lot of this came from the state, going down to the counties, and then going down to the municipalities, trying to provide more affordable housing units within New York State, and this is a good way to do it.
So the maximum square foot is
Right here.
900 square feet?
So
Yes.
ADU shall contain no more than 900 square feet and no less than 400.
So that's,
And the 900, see here, this is, 900 square feet could be adjusted, but it's got to get a variance. It's got to go to the ZBA to do so. Because you don't want to go too big, Manny, because most of these lots are one lot, 1 acre. So if you go more than 900 square feet, you're going to, first off, you're probably not going to get Board of Health approval because you need enough space for a septic, right? So, but if say you have more than 1 acre and you're in that district and you want to get a variance to build something bigger, you go to the ZBA and you could ask for a variance. So we didn't necessarily actually even have to put this in the law, but we wanted to clear it, make it crystal clear that you can do that, because that's always something you can do. Go to the ZBA for a variance, but we put it in there just so people could see that you can do that. So there's no on-street parking, no detached ADUs permitted on parcels containing 2-family or multifamily dwellings. Again, that's a biggie. No detached ADU is permitted on parcels being utilized for commercial or industrial purposes. Not on vacant properties, so you have to already have had it established residence in order to do this. You can't just build it as a single unit on a vacant property. Can't be used for short-term rentals or bed and breakfasts, because that's what actually is hurting the overall state utilization of these types of rental units, because people are turning the rental units into bed and breakfasts and short-term rentals and limiting
that's
them
going to
out.
be so hard to police. How are you going to
It's going to be hard to police, just like bed and breakfasts are hard to police. So you just, believe it or not, it's a lot of the policing is done by the neighbors, and they call and they tell them.
That's a good point.
So that's where a lot of it's done. No detached ADU may be partitioned off and sold separately. So obviously, once you get this and you build it and it's all legal, you can't then come back to the planning board and say, oh, I'm going to cut my property in half and now I want to have it as a single unit. So that's just the, I mean, it makes sense. You shouldn't do that, but it goes through the code enforcement officer, goes through the planning board, the building department, excuse me, just like any normal building permit would do so. Just like any local law, the local law shall be effective upon filing with the Secretary of State, whereas the town board introduced the first iteration of local law on August 11th. That was the original one, and this one is replacing that. That this will be referred to the Marlborough Planning Board for review and comments. Again, about no 2-family or multifamily units. This is a type 1 action, like I said, so that's why Pat did the secret review for us, which we have. The public hearing will be held on September 8th, 2025. And the foregone resolution was duly put to a vote, which resulted as follows. Danielle? Yes.
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 Yes, yes, thank you again. Resolution 75, so this came out of our audit this year. We always get, I don't know why, it seems like they pick through our employee handbook like crazy, but it's a good thing. So how this, we have, it's a healthcare, and we have 3 tiers of different types of healthcare, even with our union and our non-union. And we weren't really specific in our 3 tiers within our employee handbook, but we were doing certain things that weren't actually showing in our employee handbook. And I could show you especially, so the first one wasn't too bad because this is employees hired before January 1st, 2007. And these, you work 20 years and you're 55 years of age and you pretty much get all your benefits. Like most people at that time that got hired, you got a really, really good package. It was 100% covered. Then when we got into 2007, after that, it changed where there was a sliding scale. Well, the sliding scale wasn't in there anymore, but it was still being utilized. So she picked it up and said, well, if you're doing this as a practice, you have to actually have it in your employee handbook. So this is how these are. So if you're 10 years, it's 50-50. And then same thing is above. If you get 20 years, then it's covered. Okay? But then in 2015, there was another change. And it's just kind of like, if you know union contracts, it's the same thing. As newer people come in, they kind of get a little less than the people that were here prior. So in 2015, it said, no, there's no more sliding scale, and everybody has to pay 10%, even in retirement. That was the big thing. She wanted us to put here 90%, 10%, and even when they retire, 90%, 10%. So it's clearly stated here that when you are here, you have to do 20 years and 55 years of age to get this. When you do retire after that is met, you still will pay 10% in retirement. Okay? So everybody, and then I'm sure somewhere down the line another board will change it and it'll make them pay 20% or something. But as of now, that's what it is. So we need to update that in the book. And resolution number 75, to amend the Town of Marlborough Employee Handbook. Supervisor Corcoran proposes the following, whereas the Town Board of the Town of Marlborough adopted the Town of Marlborough Employee Handbook by resolution on June 25th, 2012, and whereas the Town Board wishes to amend the Employee Handbook to replace 325 health insurance premium for retirees with the attached, and moves for its adoption.
Yes.
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 Yes. Thank you. And I'm sure it'll find more stuff next year. And that's it. So Manny, you're up.
Okay, it's 6:35, and make a motion to adjourn this special session of the town board meeting.
I need a second. You got it?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, so moved.